All right, the NFL playoffs are starting this weekend, and I wanted to go ahead and give my predictions. The first game, the first day, Saturday, is the AFC, and we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Houston Texans, and then the New England Patriots taking on the Tennessee Titans. If we take a look at that first game, the Bills and the Texans, uh, on paper, I like the Bills a lot. They have, uh, I think, a better defense, better rushing attack. But the problem that you look at in this situation is Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen going to play well enough for the Bills to win this game? I like Josh Allen a lot, and I think a lot of his struggles are overblown. He has them. He's not an elite quarterback. I like him a lot, but I don't think he's one of the elite quarterbacks, and he's got some accuracy issues. We all know that, and I think that's going to be a big part on whether the Bills can win this game. If Josh Allen is able to be accurate, if he's able to make timely throws and be a threat as a runner, the Bills have a great shot to win this game. The problem is the Houston Texans are also very good themselves, and Deshaun Watson is an elite player. Their coaching staff has been here before. Bill O'Brien's coached in big games. They've got, and a lot of that comes to guys. If they get Will Fuller playing, Larry Tunsil's back, I think they have a lot of success. J.J. Watt's coming back. I think the game comes down to Josh Allen, and at this point, I just don't trust him enough, and I think Houston's going to end up winning this game and moving on to the second round. The other game, New England and Tennessee, I think the Patriots are very vulnerable. They have not been playing well. The offense has not looked like the offense of old. Tom Brady doesn't have a lot of time to throw. Julian Edelman's been beat up. The defense, which was elite at the beginning of the year, started to see a lot of cracks. And, even this past week against the Dolphins, they had a chance to go on and secure a first-round bye, and they lost to the Dolphins. Now, it'd be very easy for me to pick the Titans to win here, and I think this is a lot more even matchup than a lot of people think. I just think in this game, the Patriots just have too much. I think the defense is able to slow down this passing attack. They're going to focus a lot on A.J. Brown, and I think they'll be able to slow him down. And I like the Titans. I just think they're maybe a year away, another draft, and they're a solid free agency, and maybe they can take that next step, win the division and that. I just think New England, being at home, they're going to get the victory here. If we move over to, let's just continue to go with the AFC. So I have the Texans winning. I have the Patriots winning. That sets us up for number 1 seed Baltimore facing off number 4 seed Houston. I think Baltimore is going to run away with that game. Lamar Jackson in this offense is just too talented. The defense is it's the Ravens defense. There's no Ray Lewis in that, but this defense is still, as a collective, one of the best in the league. And I think Houston, for as much talent and success they have, even if they play good, they'll make it a game. I just think Baltimore, they don't have no answers for Lamar Jackson. They have no answers for this defense. I think the Ravens cruise on to the AFC championship game. The other side of it, we have New England traveling to Kansas City, a rematch of last year's AFC championship game that saw basically the Chiefs were an offside, a D4 offsides away from potentially going on to the Super Bowl. And I think the fact that this game's in Kansas City, I think the Chiefs are hitting their stride now. Like I said before, I debated picking the Titans over the Patriots, and I just didn't quite see it because of that experience factor. I think Kansas City does pull out this victory, being at home, having the team hit its stride. I don't think the Patriots have the firepower to keep up with the Chiefs. Who knows? It is the playoffs. The Patriots do know how to turn it on in the playoffs. I just think this is their year where they get knocked out early, and we see the Chiefs versus the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. And it's in Baltimore. Ravens have the number 1 pick. And it would be very easy for me to pick the Ravens. They are clearly playing like one of the best teams in the NFL this year, hands down, no doubt about it. But if we're looking at who to go to the Super Bowl, here's a couple factors I have. Who's a better head coach? I think right now that's Andy Reid. Which quarterback do I trust more in the playoffs? Right now it's Patrick Mahomes. He's proven last year that he can go on and win big games in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, they lost to the Chargers last year, and a Chargers team that, was able to neutralize him. And I think that because of that, I think that the Chiefs have the firepower to score against the Ravens. And I know they played in the regular season, but I think the Chiefs have the firepower. I think they're going to put Lamar Jackson into throwing situations where he has to make big-time throws on a consistent basis. And right now, I think they're able to stymie enough to get the win, and I think the Chiefs go on to the Super Bowl. All right, let's look at the NFC version. So if we look at this weekend, the Sunday's games, we have the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that's the Seahawks game to win. Philadelphia limped into the playoffs. They're banged up. They kind of won the division by default because, the rest of the division's kind of bad, especially with the Cowboys' struggles at the end of the year. I think the Seahawks are one of the top teams in the NFC, and I think they kind of cruise over the Eagles. The other wildcard game we have is the Saints and the Vikings. The Vikings have a strong defense. They'll be getting Dalvin Cook back, so they should be able to, their whole offense is built on Dalvin Cook running the ball and then play action off of that. So I think they will be improved. But I just think the Saints, even though they are the 3 seed, I think they are one of the 2 best teams in this conference, and I think that they go on to crush the Vikings here. That goes on to the second round. So we have the number 1 seed, San Francisco 49ers, taking on the Seattle Seahawks, a rematch of a Week 17 matchup that was decided at a goal line tackle. I think we're going to get another classic, but this one is in San Francisco. The 49ers are getting healthy. They should have Dee Ford back. I think the 49ers win this game. It's going to be hard fought. It's going to be physical. But I think the 49ers are running on all cylinders. They're going to get a lot of their guys back. They just have too much firepower for Seattle, although Seattle does kind of have their number. But I think the 49ers break through here. The other matchup has the Saints traveling to Lambeau Field to face the number 2 rated Packers. I think the Saints win this game. The Packers have been a good team this year. They've had a lot of success. They obviously got that first round bye. I think getting LaFleur in there to rejuvenate Aaron Rodgers has helped. But once again, I just think the Saints are a better team. We saw what they did without Drew Brees. Teddy Bridgewater was able to come, keep them running, and I think they just go on to win this game. Even if it's in Lambeau, I think they've got the strong enough defense to kind of slow them down if they take away Devontae Adams, make those other receivers beat them. And I don't know if I just think they outscore the Packers. So that sets up NFC Championship game, 49ers versus the Saints. I think this is a complete toss-up. I truly believe in the Saints, but the 49ers have just too good of a team. That being said, I'm picking the Saints to beat the 49ers, the 3 seed, running all the way through. And a lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot of times, but we see this at times in the NFL, the team that plays in the wild card, they get that momentum going, and it's just hard to beat them. And they ride it all the way to the Super Bowl. So I'm predicting a Saints-Chiefs Super Bowl, and I think everybody wins because you're going to have an exciting matchup between the Saints and the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes versus Drew Brees, Sean Payton versus Andy Reid. 2 high-powered offenses. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game that the Saints end up winning. I think this season it seems to be set up for the Saints. They got knocked out of the playoffs last year because of a questionable pass interference non-call. This year, Drew Brees gets hurt early. Teddy Bridgewater comes in, keeps them going, and then I think they get on fire going into the playoffs, ride it all the way through to that Super Bowl victory.